Hey, what is up, YouTube Boxing family? It is K-Rod here. I'm back with another good video for y'all today. I wanted to talk about Miss Laila Ali. Um, was Laila Ali's career overrated? Let's talk about that. Um, I figure that I talk about this because, for those of you that may not know, Laila Ali, she was a little bit in the buzz back in the good old days, but she wasn't anything special. I mean, she did have her little. I'm not so sure if the WBO was in effect around this time in the three belt era, but I'm not so sure when the three belt era actually ended. I want to say it actually ended around like the 1980s or 19 or actually no, it actually ended maybe in like the early 2000s. But if we're gonna consider the three belt era in 2002, I would assume that she was undisputed at this time frame, but if not, she was very close to being undisputed at this time. But Laila Ali, for those of you that don't know, she was the daughter of Muhammad Ali, the all-time great legendary heavyweight fighter at the time. Um, Laila Ali had a decent career. Obviously undefeated, had 21 knockouts, but she wasn't really knocking out high level competition. And if we just take a look at like her very first 20 fights, she wasn't really beating up on that many good women. Like, these are women that we don't even know, but leading up to Jackie Frazier within 2 years, I will give her credit for beating Jackie Frazier, even though Jackie Frazier, she came into the like, how should I say, she came into the sport very late, if I'm not mistaken, and she wasn't really that heavily experienced fighting Laila, but it was good while it lasted because that did uplift her a lot, and she was able to like get world titles at light heavyweight, and then I believe she decided to just go back down to super middleweight, and for some weird reason she just stopped boxing after like 2004. And I think that was just simply just due to the fact that she probably had, things outside of her life that bothered her, and she wasn't able to do what she, like what she was able to do. So I don't know. I definitely give her roses, including Layla, but I have to keep it honest about Layla's career. I don't think Laila Ali was, the greatest female fighter of this particular era. At one point, I was sold, as a younger child, back in the past, to think that Laila Ali was, like one of the greatest female fighters, ever to live. But looking at her resume, the Jackie Frazier win, that was a good, decent win. And then she went, she goes on to win her first title against Suzette Taylor, a person that, that no one, ever knew, knew about. But that was a decent, victory. I mean, she fought common opponents in Jackie Frazier that knocked her out, for the light heavyweight title. And then losing to Layla in back-to-back losses. So I can definitely see why, things weren't, things weren't going her way. But I mean, good for her. She was a former world champion at, at the female heavyweight division at the time frame. But other than that, nothing special. Same thing with Valerie Matfoot. She was a good fighter back in her heyday. I definitely give her her roses. She definitely, went to war with a lot of great ladies. Chrissy Martin, Mary Jo Sanders, absolute monster. I love watching her when I was young. Just a whole bunch of ladies, man. Like, she fought everybody. Ann Wolfe, she even lost in a rematch against her. That's insane because she knocked out Ann Wolfe in the first fight, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, she actually lost twice. So Ann Wolf rematched her twice. So they fought 3 times? Wow. I never knew that because I thought Ann Wolf, she was done. Everybody thought like her career was over, but nah, man. Wow, she only got knocked out 1 time in her career. Wow, congratulations to Ann Wolf. She is literally like, definitely a top, all-time, female great. But wow, that's very interesting. That is very, very interesting. But yeah, I mean, Valerie Matfoot, that's a good common opponent. That's a good, decent name. But I wouldn't say Valerie Matfoot was like a really good fighter. Like she definitely had her ups and downs. I mean, as far as world championship level fights, she got TKO'd by Layla. She, oh wait, actually, she did win. Yeah, she did beat Kathy. Kathy. Shit. I'm sorry, Kathy Rivers, back in 1999 for the IBF and the WIBF light heavyweight title. So, okay, good. Like, I mean, that's decent. Good for her. She definitely earned her stripes and did what she had to do. So, I mean, obviously, the thing is just that her career doesn't really show much, and I mean, she definitely did what she had to do, but the problem was is just that at this time frame, not a lot of females were really popping off at the time, and the only good fights that you could actually say that were decent, matchups was like Shelly Burton, Jackie Frazier, Chrissy Martin, which that was a fight that was way past her time, and she wasn't like at the peak of her career leading up to that loss, because if I'm not mistaken, she did beat Mia St. John, but that fight, of itself was supposed to happen like years ago. So they basically fought past their prime. And then same thing with Belinda, Laraquente. She was supposed to fight her like long, 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 long time ago, because she started in 1989. So, fast forward to that fight, like that fight was, well overdue. But but the thing was, is just like she wasn't really on anybody's radar leading up to that fight. So, I mean, after the Mia St. John victory, I mean, good, okay, but at the same token, that win, that win didn't age well, because she then went on to like, face some good, decent names, but then when she stepped up to like the higher level, or facing some girls that actually had good talent, she still ended up losing, with the high veteran level fights. But ever since then, yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, it was decent, for their careers, but at the same time, just looking at the resume, I would have to rate it like a 7 out of 10. I mean, Layla Ali, credit to her, she definitely earned her stripes in female boxing, but as far as, the the career, um I think Layla Ali's career, compared to a woman like, Clarissa Shields, was never on that level. Because you have to think about it, like, she had a great opportunity to, like, try to unify, to be undisputed at super middleweight, but then she never went, anywhere beyond 168. Every single one of her fights, if not most of them, were at 168. And then a couple of them were at like light heavyweight, but that was about it. I mean, obviously, people would probably say like she will definitely she will definitely, you know, be that type of woman to like just be biased, about her skills, and say that she's definitely, the type of woman that was cocky, and she thought that she was better than everybody. And when she at at that, high level, you have to be that way. in which I don't believe in being humble in any sport. You have to have that high level of confidence and be a ruler of your own, conquests to not let people take you down. But as far as her career goes, I mean, there are, there is some controversy through her movement of her career. I felt like she should have fought Ann Wolfe when she was doing well, at the time frame. I felt like the Ann Wolfe fight should have happened back in the same year when she fought Vonda Ward. I think honestly, if Layla had moved up to 175, I think that victory of itself would have been a lot more valuable to have that fight be brought up to a higher standard, and she would at least have like a better scaling of her resume if she had fought Ann Wolfe. And some people would say Ann Wolfe, she was basically avoided by Layla, because Layla made zero mention of her, and Ann Wolfe, she was calling her out. She said that she would knock Layla the F out, and she definitely made a lot of buzz out of her name off of Layla Ali, but she wasn't really caring so much about that fight. So, I mean, I definitely give a lot of credit to Ann Wolfe because she is a certified, type of female fighter, and she definitely did what she had to do. The only loss out of her career was to Valerie Malfoot, in which at the time she already had a world title, if I'm not mistaken. She was beating people up, and she was doing her thing, but what the thing was is like, you know she already had everything set up within her career. So fighting Ann Wolfe and beating her, while she was still new to the game, because she only had 2 years of professional experience. So I definitely could see why she got beat, early in her career. But just take a look at the evolution of her rise to legacy superstardom. She beat women for decent world titles. She beat Vienna Williams to get the IFB super welterweight title, and then after that she moved up to super middleweight and did the same thing to beat Marsha Valley. And then after that, I think she beat Vonda Ward, that was undefeated at the time. Yep, she definitely did her thing. And I mean, even after she lost to Ann Wolfe, she just went on, she went on a tear, and she just started getting world titles again. So, I mean, she moved up to heavyweight, and, she did her thing. So, wow, good for her, that's that's a very interesting story. Much love to the huge how should I say? Much love to the Warrior Queen, Vonda Ward. I actually liked watching her. Obviously back then, videotapes, weren't posted online, especially when YouTube was getting, getting its popularity going, and there wasn't so much of tape of Vonda Ward back in the day, but she definitely did her thing. She wasn't like a threat to be she wasn't a threat to be feared with, but she definitely earned her stripes with beating whoever was put in front of her to do what she had to do. So she definitely earned her respects in female boxing, and I think that was like one of the best Ann Wolfe victories that gave her a lot of praise and a lot of success. So I definitely give Ann Wolfe a lot of respect and a lot of love. But as far as Layla Ali's career, I would definitely have to say her career is definitely overrated. She wasn't like the type of female to really be put on anybody's radar. And I mean, if she wanted to like be that lady where she could go undisputed in like multiple divisions, if I were to like basically restart her career, I would have went after for undisputed, in which I'm pretty sure she wanted undisputed, but she wasn't doing anything much in the sport, and I guess she just vacated her titles, or something happened at this time frame back in 2003, or actually 2002. Well, actually no, 2000, yeah, from the start of August of 2002 leading up to 2003, that's when her super middleweight reign should have been undisputed. So I don't know what happened at the time. I've like you know I like you know obviously she probably had things going on with her life, but Layla Ali, definitely could have been undisputed at super middleweight, and then she should have probably moved up to light heavyweight, become undisputed there, because she only had belts at super middleweight. So I don't understand why she wouldn't take that risk to go up to light heavyweight and do the same thing, and then do the same thing at heavyweight. So that's just something food for thought. I just figured that I'd talk about Layla Ali because this is something that I've been thinking for a very, very long time, and I figured that I'd just give you guys a quick little rundown of how I saw everything. So, all right, thank you. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.